I don't know where to start. As I'm sure you've probably seen, we lost last night against Tottenham. And we deserved to lose. Tottenham were the better team. Regardless of what the manager says in an interview, Tottenham were better. They played a low block, and we couldn't get around it. Of course, the goal was scrappy, and possibly the worst goal I've ever seen in a European final, or any game, to be honest. But they deserved the win, so I want to start with congratulations, because we were played off the park. We didn't really have any clear-cut chances. We got overrun in the midfield. The wings, we were overrun. We were able to bypass the fullbacks a couple of times, but what did we get from it? A shot across the goal that goes out of play. A goal line clearance. Other than the header by Luke Shaw and Højlund's header, nothing. Nothing of value. And it comes down to multiple things. But that's for another time. I'm here to talk about what is next for the club, for the future. The answer is, I don't know. But we're in danger. We were already in £1 billion of debt, and this 100 million would have carried us through the summer to get some signings in, but now it won't. So what do? There are options, but they come at a price. First of all, I'm sure you're aware, Garnacho is pretty much out of the door, because of the interview last night, which I think he has every right. He was there, available every game, playing every game up until this final. And what does the manager do? Drops him because he thought there was a better option. And the manager was wrong. But I'm not going to hold that against Amorim too much, anyway. I do think his selection was wrong. We needed Ugarte in that midfield to battle in the midfield instead of Bruno. And speaking of Bruno, the bid is still there for around 105 to 115 million from Saudi. If we were to get a 60 million, not 60 actually, I'm thinking of January, probably about 35 million for Garnacho, about 35 million for Rashford, maybe 25 million for Sancho, and maybe 30 million for Antony if we're lucky, alongside the 105 to 115 million for Bruno, there may be a chance to rebuild. We're going to need it. Obviously losing our captain is not ideal, but what choice do we have? He didn't show up last night. Nobody did. Other than, I'd say, Yoro, Dorgu, and maybe Maguire. They're the only three that I'd give a bit of credit to. The ones who started, anyway. The subs couldn't do much. If we're able to sell all of these players, we can bring people in. I saw a really, really good clip from the Football Terrace, who was saying with the money we could get from these players, we could maybe, alongside Cunha, who is now in doubt, but should still sign for us, we could, alongside, maybe go for a Shirky, maybe go for a Baliba, or players like these. Physical players who can boost the club and who aren't too young, or if they are young, they already have the talent. Because let's be real, Højlund is young. He is not the right talent at all. We need a new striker. I don't think Liam Delap will come to us anymore, if I'm being real, but if we can get him, I'd take him in a heartbeat now. And it's really upsetting because Gyökeres was pretty much there if we won. Fabrizio Romano tweeted it just before the game. And we go and pull off a stinker like that. It makes you wonder, where would we be if we won? But we gotta move past that. And I think, in a way, it's a reality check. It might be a good thing. It might make these owners who have made this club rot from the inside for years realise they need to do something in order to survive. Get some money into the club, because all you've been doing for the past however many years is just take. It's just take. It's all it's been. And look where we are now. They need to be drastic over this summer, Ineos. More so the Glazers, but Ineos run the football now. They need to do something. Something to save us. We need anything here. We cannot have a repeat of this season. Just think back to this last season when we got 8th place and won an FA Cup. How terrible everyone said that was. I'd take that in a heartbeat over what has happened this year. And it's weird, because we decided to keep Ten Hag and bring in players that I thought would change this club, only to sack him a couple months in. It says to me they don't have a clue what they were doing at the time. They weren't sure. And bringing Amorim in the middle of a season with a completely new formation, completely new system, new style, it baffles me. I don't know what to say about that, to be honest, but yeah. I think there is a way through this, but it will involve us having to sell some major players, including the captain, potentially. But drastic change might be what we need to reach new heights. We need a reset. And I think it has to start today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. If we don't, what is the point? I'm still disappointed about the game against Spurs. And people say Spurs didn't play well either. I disagree. I thought Spurs played their game perfectly. What the manager wanted, they delivered. So fair play to Spurs. Fair play to Ange. He said the quote that everyone's heard, and it came true. We just have to take this on the chin, remove some players. Players like Luke Shaw have to go. I don't want to hear sorries and apologies after you do that in a final. If you tried and you looked good but you were just beaten by the better team, fair enough. I'll accept the apology. But when you pull out a generational disaster like that, it can't be forgiven with a couple of sorries. We need action, not words. But it's over now. We need to move on to next season and just prepare for the fallout. Prepare for it to get worse, but just hope that the owners can do something to make it better. That's it.